Patch's cries were growing fainter. The moment Blue caught the sound of a dog whimpering in pain from somewhere deep in the alley, all reason was gone, and Blue was already flying. This is what had happened. The puppy had been barking fiercely at the thugs, and the mother dog, desperate to keep her pup away from them, had taken hold of the puppy's tail in her mouth, her only way of pulling her back. That's when one of the thugs turned on the mother dog and sneered.
"You're a dog. Act like it. Come wag your tail and roll over like you're supposed to. What are you barking at?"
He swung his foot at the puppy. The mother dog threw herself over her pup to shield her. Wham! Yelp! The mother dog rolled to the side and collapsed. From within her shelter, the puppy barked even harder at the thugs. The other two grabbed the one who'd kicked and pulled him back, muttering,
"Hey, you're gonna kill it, man. You're gonna kill it."
Look at the size of that thing. You think one kick's gonna do it in? It's not dying.
The thug crouched down, scooped up a few small pebbles from the ground, and flicked them at the dogs.
"Come on, come wag that tail. Stop giving me attitude."
While all of this was happening, a streak of vivid blue-green light cut through the air, invisible to them, and shot to the far end of the alley. Blue arrived like a bullet, flying straight at the thugs, laughing their smug, self-satisfied laughs. Blue screamed and swung a fist. "You think this is funny? Kicking a defenseless dog and laughing about it? You absolute waste of space. The only time you ever feel good about yourselves is when you're hurting something weaker than you, isn't it? You pathetic little cowards." Whoosh! Blue threw everything into the punch, and it passed straight through him, like he wasn't even there. Blue kept throwing forward, lunging, trying to grab an arm, swinging again and again, all of it useless. Every reach passed through without catching anything. The thugs kept reaching for the puppy, flinching back every time the mother dog resisted, then laughing, then getting annoyed, going back and forth, over and over, while the cruelty inflicted on those two small lives went on and on, unseen by anyone who could stop it. Disgusting, absolute lowlifes. Dark thoughts flooded Blue's mind. The churning colors of rage, which Patch had barely managed to calm, began bleeding back into the air. Standing there helpless, Blue suddenly heard Patch's voice in the memory.
"You're the kind of person who, once you decide to do something, does it. Hold on to that will, and you'll find a way."
Blue pulled focus tight, but what rose up this time was something entirely different from before. "I'm going to knock them down. I can land a hit. I know I can." Repeated it, said it out loud, clenched a fist harder and harder. That's when something began to change. Rage, the emotion and its color, surged upward all at once. Starting from the fist, a deep crimson light seeped up through Blue's arm. Around Blue's right arm, something ugly and formless began to radiate, an aura unlike anything that had a name. Pouring all focus into those violent, destructive thoughts, Blue glanced down at the right arm. This could work. It felt like landing one was actually possible. Blue drew back, loading every ounce of tension into the body like an arrow pulled taut against a bowstring, then drove a fist straight at the smirking face of the thug in front. An instant before the knuckles made contact, Blue's skull split with pain. The stomach lurched and heaved. The sickening sensation from the first crash landing came rushing back, sharper and more vivid than ever, and the fist thrown with everything crumpled uselessly to the ground. Blue went down, curling around the arm as the pavement hit. It was the first time, since becoming whatever Blue was now, that anything physical had been felt at all. Rolling on the ground, hugging the right arm to Blue's chest, and through the blinding pain, watching the dark crimson aura pulse, flaring bright, fading, flaring again. Face pressed into the concrete, Blue forced a look at the arm. The arm was swallowed in deep, dark crimson, and the moment Blue saw it, Patch's voice came back. "Hey, calm down. Just calm down first." Blue felt utterly pitiful. Couldn't even get angry. Couldn't do anything. And yet, Patch had called Blue someone who could do what was set in mind. Someone who, if the will held steady, could actually pull it off. That didn't make sense. And because it didn't, Patch was needed now more than ever. The only one I can turn to right now is a tiny cat. Pathetic, defeated, but there was nothing else. Blue screamed at the top of Blue's lungs. "Hey, over here!" shouting and looking around desperately. From the dead-end alley, scanning back toward the main street lined with shops, and there, as close as anything got, the sign of a bar came into view. "The place with the yellow sign, near the yellow sign." Blue strained to push up off the ground, managed it, barely, then dropped heavily back down, cradling the right arm that still wouldn't move right. Blue kept screaming toward the main street, and the way Blue looked, though not known yet, was exactly like something Patch half remembered. A broken image, a shard of something old. Someone waiting desperately for another person to come and help. And there was one more thing Blue didn't know. When bracing to get up, pressing the right arm still wreathed in dark crimson against the ground, Blue had left a handprint in the concrete.
Patch was wandering the alleys. Under normal circumstances, tracking someone down was never difficult. No obstacle could block the way, no distance was too great. When an emotion blazed strong enough, its color cut through everything around it. Patch could always find it, but right now was different. Something was wrong. The emotional light that usually filled the world had grown muddy and chaotic, too turbulent to read clearly. Patch had no choice but to pull back the power in the left eye, the one that saw the colors of feeling, and switch back to ordinary sight. "I've already been running all over the place today, and now I have to climb again?" A small grumble, and then Patch quickly scaled the window of a vacant 3-story building nearby, the highest point within reach. From the ledge, the neighborhood spread out below. Patch surveyed it calmly, then started muttering. It's not like Blue's some teenager going through a phase, bouncing all over the place. Blue one second, pitch dark the next. Absolutely impossible to track. I gave Blue the wrong name. Loose cannon would have suited Blue better. How to put it exactly? Whether what had brought them together was some kind of accident, two beings colliding in the collision of emotional colors and light, or something more like guidance, a light leading them toward each other. Either way, here they were, two lost in the same event, thrown together without their memories. And as far as Patch was concerned, what was needed right now was cooperation. Even Patch, who lived by the quiet conviction that cats are free, could see that clearly. A partnership was what Patch wanted, complementary, each covering what the other couldn't. But the way things kept unfolding felt less like partnership and more like guardianship. Watching, nurturing, encouraging, and now, apparently, scolding too. Sighing inwardly, Patch swept a gaze across the neighborhood, then snapped back to the problem at hand, and an idea came. Find the boundary, the line between where the emotional light ran clear and where it went murky. Wherever that edge was, that was the starting point. Every time Patch used the ability, the eyes changed. The right stayed the same, seeing the world as it was. But when reading the world in emotional color, the left eye's pupil deepened to a richer shade of amber orange. Patch set bearings using the main road through the neighborhood and began dividing the area into sections. Turning slowly to the left, scanning, until there it was, a clean, distinct line between clarity and haze. Using that road as the boundary, two officers doing rounds near a shopping complex came into view, with a patrol car parked nearby. On the opposite side, a convenience store on the first floor of a building, and right beside it, a bar and a wine bar with a yellow sign, a wine glass drawn on the front. That whole stretch looked strangely dim and overcast. That's gotta be it. Patch was already mapping the route when something shifted. The murk seemed to flicker. Not quite clearing, not quite staying the same. Like static on an old analog TV, crawling with noise. But it didn't hold. When the flicker came, glimpses broke through. A deep violet, a dark crimson swirling like slow smoke, and a patrol car. Patch broke into a run. The murkiest point was the most likely place to find Blue. And the patrol car, that was actually good news. Patch was something of a local celebrity in this neighborhood, at least as far as the officers were concerned. Several thieves caught near the bank and in shadowy alleyways had ended up with claw marks across their faces, enough that the locals had stopped using the usual word for strays altogether. They called Patch something else, Not a cat who steals, but a cat who catches thieves. A favorite of the officers and the neighbors alike. A few of the officers were known by face by now. There had even been a local TV crew that came out to do a feature, and when the reporter held the microphone out, Patch gave it the full professional treatment. A series of sweet, perfectly timed meows, right on cue. Fan service, delivered with complete ease. Anyway, Patch was running, flat out, and quietly hoping that wherever this was heading was exactly where Blue was.
Blue lay face pressed into the ground, heaving with dry retching, the headache and nausea getting worse by the second. Blue's right arm had gone the deepest shade of dark crimson yet, and no matter how hard Blue tried to move it, it wouldn't respond. The left arm could just barely wrap around the right, been calling out for Patch until the throat gave up. Now Blue turned, slowly and painfully, and looked at the two dogs. When looking closer, the mother dog's back was streaked with grime and marked with the impressions of where she'd been stepped on. The drunk thugs had gotten to her more than once. Even now, the mother kept circling her body around the puppy, rounding herself into a shield, nudging the puppy back, keeping her quiet, keeping her protected. Meanwhile, the thugs were taking swings at her hindquarters, shoving her aside, sneering.
Look at this. Thinks she's some kind of mother? A dog getting protective over her own pup?
The moment Blue heard those words, something sharp cut through the pain and the nausea, and the anger came alive again, vivid and unmistakable. Every time the rage rose, the pain in Blue's right arm twisted tighter, like something wringing it from the inside. Blue wanted to get up, but the body had stopped listening. Another look at the mother dog. She had stopped fighting back. Instead, she pulled her puppy deeper into her body, curling tighter, holding harder, choosing to absorb whatever came rather than let it reach her pup. Watching that, Blue lost what little composure was left. Stop it, you... Blue released the right arm, dark crimson now, and flailed the left toward the nearest thug's shoulder, reaching, trying to push him away. Went straight through him, and fell, face first into the concrete again. By then, Blue's mind was filling with something that had no clean name, a flood of dark, formless thoughts and words that wouldn't organize. Vision was blurring. The emotions sat like a kettle about to boil over, and the rage packed inside was pressing at the lid. Why do I exist like this? Why can I do nothing at all, when it matters? The despair of it was complete. And then it happened. In the middle of all that, something flashed through Blue's mind, like a spark, an image, there and gone in an instant. Blue stayed where it was, face down, and tried to chase it. What was that? What was that just now? For that one moment, it felt as though every sound around Blue had gone silent. Whether it actually did, or whether it was something the mind constructed, impossible to say, even looking back. But in that moment, a sound rose and held and wouldn't let go. Scream. A long, steady tone, filling Blue's head, without end. Blue let the focus sink into the afterimage. The ghost of whatever that flash had been, chased it. And what surfaced was memory. Except it couldn't be. The fragment that had risen was nothing like any memory Blue had lived.
By Blue's own account, there had been a year and a half of stillness after first appearing on the street sign in this neighborhood, completely inert, unmoving. And even after waking, nothing but drifting, wandering the area in a fog without direction. Nothing like this had ever happened before. And yet the memory that came now made even less sense. Because what Blue saw, in that flash, in that afterimage, was someone in an alley, opening small cans as pet food and setting them out, feeding the stray dogs and cats that people had abandoned there. Couldn't make out who it was, the figure was blurred, but the emotions coming off whoever it was reached Blue clearly, washing over as the image held. Compassion, deepening slowly. Hope, that these small lives would grow up unhurt, unbroken. Sadness, the kind that comes from wishing someone would reach out to you the same way.
and loneliness. Loneliness so strong it was almost unbearable. The emotions hit so hard that when Blue finally came back, the realization arrived. Blue was crying. Wrapped in soft blue-green light, Blue's translucent form, the kind that didn't show in mirrors, would show no twisted expression, no tears on Blue's face, nothing visible to anyone else. The grief couldn't be shown. There was no one who could see it, no one who even knew it was there. But it was real, known with absolute certainty. Blue was crying, and Blue knew it, even if no one else could. Sunk deep in the feelings that memory had brought, Blue looked at the mother dog and her puppy, still there, still in danger, and felt everything get heavier. "I'm sorry I can't do anything for you," said quietly. It was probably imagination, but in the instant those words left Blue, it was felt. The puppy, still tucked inside its mother's arms, still barking furiously at the thugs, turned its head and looked straight at Blue. That was what it felt like.
Patch ran until the lungs burned, moving through the crowd like a single unbroken line drawn in orange crayon. Fluid, seamless, fast, weaving between people without a beat of hesitation. The breath was getting short, but the gaze stayed straight ahead. And after enough ground was covered, there it was, a patrol car, engine still running, parked in front of the neighborhood convenience store. Inside the store, one officer was setting 2 canned coffees, a clean bun, and a red bean bun on the counter. In the patrol car, the other officer had an arm draped over the fully lowered window, absently tapping fingers, idly staring at the dashboard radio. Jackpot. Thump. Patch launched up onto the hood of the patrol car, slammed a face against the passenger side window, and let out a long, theatrical cry. Meow. The officer who'd been zoning out at the radio looked up and lit up.
Oh, well, look who it is. It's our hero, isn't it?
He stepped out of the car and began carefully scratching Patch's head. Patch leaned into it, rolling, posing, angling this way and that, performing every trick in the arsenal, keeping his attention exactly where it needed to be. Not because it was nice to see him, not exactly. There was a plan. Figured out on the way here, the boundary between the clear emotional light and the murky haze had grown sharper the closer Patch got, and now it was plain to see. Follow this main road past the convenience store in a straight line, and there was a building with a yellow roof, what looked like a bar. That spot was radiating multiple emotional signatures, all of them dimmed as if something were muffling them. On the other side of the road, the light was clean and bright. A couple walking arm in arm, happiness shining out in vivid, unobstructed color. I need to get these officers over there. Just then, the other officer finished paying inside and came out. His partner called across the roof of the car.
Hero showed up. Come look at this.
The second officer clocked Patch immediately and broke into the same wide grin. He set the plastic bag of snacks on the car roof and came over, reaching out to give a scratch.
No way, our little hero came to visit? Did you miss your favorite officers?
Sandwiched between 2 large men, receiving an unreasonable amount of affection, Patch played the moment perfectly. Rolling, flipping, nudging this way and that, and gradually, casually, drifting toward the bag. Now! Patch bit down on the plastic bag handle and bolted, straight toward the building with the yellow roof. What did they even put in here? This thing weighs a ton. Grabbed it and jumped before second-guessing could kick in. The weight nearly buckled midair, a stagger for half a second. But it was working. The officers were already coming.
Hey, hero, stop right there.
That's our dinner. Hero, drop it.
Patch kept just enough distance between them, close enough to keep them running, far enough not to get caught. And as the run continued, the left eye opened again, the one that read the world in emotional color. Through the washed-out blur of the shifted sight, the dark crimson and deep violet were there, threading through the haze. Patch followed them, weaving toward whatever was waiting at the other end. One of the thugs, the one who'd been hanging back, barely paying attention to the dogs, suddenly got an idea. His face split into an unpleasant grin. He ran a finger under his nose, gave a slow blink, and sauntered into the gap between his 2 friends, with that wide, lazy stride, shoulders rolling like there was all the time in the world.
Hey, you think we could sell it? Check if it's got a collar or something. How are we going to sell it, and where and when?
The second thug, slurring his words with alcohol, shot the idea down, but kept staring at the two dogs. Then,
Wait, yeah, the puppy would move fast. Hey, go grab it.
the one with the unpleasant grin stepped forward and reached for the puppy. The mother dog's eyes changed. She shoved the reaching hand away with her head and pressed her mouth close, low and growling. With her back legs, she pushed the puppy further behind her, then puffed herself up as large as she could, planting herself between her pup and the hand like a wall.
Oh, really? You think you can take me?
The thug, startled more than he wanted to admit, kept waving both hands in the air, trying to back the mother dog off without getting close enough to get bitten. Another one pushed him aside.
Seriously? You can't handle one dog? Move!
He shoved the first thug out of the way with a shoulder check, and without warning, wham! Yelp kicked the mother dog in the stomach. The sound rang off the alley walls. Heads turned. People passing by glanced over into the alley. Some of the adults clocked what was happening, looked away, and kept walking. One child stood and looked at the dog with quiet sorrow. The mother dog rolled back and hit the ground hard. She tried to get up, but her body had too little left in it. She lay there trembling, her movements small and desperate. The puppy turned toward her, whimpering, that thin, high sound of distress. And then a shadow fell. One of the thugs reached down and grabbed the puppy by the scruff.
Hey, it's female. You know females go for more, right?
The other snickered. The moment the puppy was lifted off the ground, the mother's eyes changed again. She threw herself at the thug holding her pup.
Hey, what the? Back off!
The thug stumbled backward, waving both hands as the mother bared her teeth and pressed toward him. He clenched his fist, drew his shoulder back, and drove it straight at the mother dog's head. Smack. Crack. Ow, a dull, heavy sound, and the thug's body went down. Around where he'd fallen, a black convenience store bag, 2 ruptured cans of coffee, and bread scattered across the ground.
What the?
The thug scrambled to look around. His friends did the same, eyes darting. And then, high on the alley wall somewhere above them, silhouetted against the backlight of the moon, they saw it. A cat. The shape was small, but the stillness of it, the weight of it, made it look enormous. Its left eye burned amber orange. Its right eye glowed pale blue-green. And then, sound. A boy's voice, from somewhere in the crowd that had gathered outside the alley mouth. Most of the adults who'd stopped had already turned away, but one young boy had stayed, leaning against the bar sign, watching, now pointing straight at the thugs.
Here! Over here, officers! Those men kicked the big dog!
Whatever composure the thugs had left evaporated. The 2 officers came in like hunters who'd found their prey. Fast, clean, total.
So that's what it was. Our little hero was putting us to work, huh? Hey, all of you. You know animal cruelty is a crime, right? You idiots. If those dogs have an owner, you're looking at criminal and civil charges. Get out here. Now.
The moment the officers appeared, the thugs shrank, every bit of bluster gone, replaced by sudden cooperative docility. They filed out muttering excuses. One officer herded all 3 toward the patrol car. The other knelt beside the 2 dogs, stroking them gently until they calmed. The officer thanked the boy who tipped them off. Then, one by one, they all moved out of sight. The alley went quiet. Only Patch and Blue remained. Patch looked at Blue steadily. Didn't know exactly what had happened, but could piece together roughly what state Blue was in.
I told you to stay calm. You really went and did it anyway, didn't you? Blue said nothing. There was relief. There was. But the helplessness Blue had been drowning in, and the pain still moving through Blue's body, were both too loud. Patch walked over and sat beside Blue. Close. You okay? Can you move at all? Blue still didn't speak. It had ended fast, that was something. But the feeling wouldn't shake loose. Blue had done nothing, contributed nothing. Then, from somewhere further down the street, a small sound. Woof! The mother dog and the puppy, already walking with the officer, had turned back for a moment. Then they were gone again, around the corner. Blue felt consciousness starting to blur. The pale blue-green light was growing thin. Patch spoke. Hey, get some sleep. I'll see you at the sign. Patch moved closer to Blue's hide, tilted a chin down and extended a tongue, and tried to groom Blue. There was nothing to touch, just air, but somehow, Blue felt it. Even as awareness faded, something in Blue settled. Then Patch added quietly, "Oh, and the puppy said something, by the way. Said to tell you thanks."